This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for waking up with us on this Sunday. I'm Galen Etlin. This morning here on Sunrise, the rodeo world is mourning a bull rider in Oregon for the Pendleton Roundup, the impact he had on others. Plus, why Portland schools cut a dozen bus routes for students in some high schools. First, though, Keely Chalmers joins us live at home with the forecast. Keely, so much more rain overnight.
Yeah, and we're going to continue to get more rain this morning. This evening, though, is looking much drier. In fact, as we head into tomorrow, we're talking about a dry and sunny day as we start out the work week. Let's take you outside right now. This is our Wells Fargo sky cam. We're sitting at 54 degrees, still getting some showers out there, and that will continue to be the case off and on throughout much of the day. But again, as we head into this evening, clearing up a little bit. Here's a look at how your Sunday is shaping up. Again, scattered showers this morning, a possibility, but just a slight possibility. We may hear some claps of thunder, see some lightning, and possibly some small hail in areas. And then as we head into this evening, we're going to top out in the low 60s. It is going to be a cool day, mostly cloudy again this evening. And then next weekend is actually looking quite nice. You know, we have only a few days left of summer, but as we start fall, things are actually looking a little summer-like. We'll talk more about that coming up in your full forecast. Galen.
All right, Keely, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few minutes. All right, well, police in Hillsborough want your help finding this man here. They say he could be in danger. They're looking for 85-year-old Donald Sheldon. He has dementia and was last seen Friday afternoon. Someone found his van off Highway 26 near the Washington and Columbia County line, but he was not there. Police say his van ran out of gas and he may have gone looking for help or fuel. He was last seen wearing blue jeans and a button-up shirt. Sheldon has balding gray hair and glasses. And if you know where he is, if you saw him, or maybe you gave him a ride, contact Hillsborough Police. The rodeo community is going through some heartbreak this weekend. A 24-year-old bull rider from Kansas is dead. He was here in Oregon to compete at the Pendleton Roundup, and he died in a car crash. I spoke with some of his friends who shared what a loss this is.
This video at the Pendleton Roundup this week shows one of the final times Richard Schleicher smiled for the camera.
I also never saw him not smiling.
Jalen Pfeiffer in Oklahoma has known Richard for years, part of an extended rodeo family.
Such an amazing guy, and this world is definitely going to be a little harder without him.
On Thursday night, Richard was a passenger in a car traveling east on I-84 near Pendleton. The car rear-ended a potato truck, killing him and seriously injuring two others.
All right, Richard. 85 tonight.
Richard was from Kansas, but traveled the country doing what he loved, bull riding.
He could brighten the room.
Cole Fisher of Oklahoma was at the Pendleton Roundup with Richard and caught that final smile.
How did it feel to hear that news?
It's not like you just can't believe it. He's the guy that a lot of us strive to be. You kind of wonder why, somebody that good has to go so early.
For Richard's friend Jalen, the memories are sweet.
What made him so special to the community that he touched?
No matter where you are or what you need, he will be there for you.
He really impacted a lot of people in a beautiful way.
Yeah, he did. We're never going to have a conversation together, or I'll never be able to see his smile or hear his laugh again. So that was really hard. And I just continued to pray for his family and the rest of his friends, and continued to pray for the other two bull riders that were with him.
Jalen hasn't been to the Pendleton Roundup yet in her rodeo journeys, but hopes this loss inspires a legacy in Oregon.
That's really all I hope for, is just that his memory never fades.
A smile forever shining in their memories.
We appreciate them sharing that story with us. All right, now in the pandemic here, the U.S. has seen 1 million new COVID cases in just 1 week. The U.S. passed the 42 million mark this weekend. Just last weekend, we were talking about passing that 41 million mark. The COVID death toll now stands at more than 676,000 people in the U.S. Hundreds of Portland parents are scrambling over the next few weeks to find rides to get their kids to school. The school district has a big shortage of bus drivers, as you may have heard. And this is happening across the country for a lot of reasons. In Portland, the district usually has around 300 drivers, and district leaders say it's about 82 drivers short right now. That has forced the district to cancel some routes for Benson and Lincoln high schools. Dozens of other routes are being changed or canceled every day. And Portland Public Schools Chief of Staff says they're having to get creative to solve this problem.
Identifying front office staff in transportation who can take on routes. We've also mentioned that some of our trainers are also, not training, but instead driving some of those routes. We are also exploring other venues.
Now, we contacted the Oregon Department of Education about this to see if it had any solutions. For example, Massachusetts is sending in the National Guard to help over there. Oregon leaders say all options are on the table, but that districts should look to pandemic money to hire new drivers. But on a happier note for the district, Portland Public Schools is celebrating the reopening of the former Madison High School. The fully modernized school is now named McDaniel High School. Voters passed a bond in 2017 to pay for renovations at several schools in the district, including this one. McDaniel welcomed students back a couple weeks ago. The remodeled school offers new facilities and programs for students who speak more than 30 languages. Students helped decide the name of that school, and they chose to honor Leotis McDaniel. Some of his family members were there for that ribbon cutting.
When we first heard that this was going to take place, it was just kind of like, oh, that would be nice. And then it started to come to fruition, and then it was like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. I can't believe it. And it's so surreal today, and this was my first time walking through the school. It's a beautiful building, and my father would be very proud.
Definitely a special way to honor him. Now, for those of you who don't know, Leotis was a Portland community leader and administrator at Madison High School in the 70s and 80s. Well, still to come, the story that had a lot of you talking this week. A woman could not be with the man she loved because of her family's disapproval. But now, 42 years later, their love story is back in bloom.